3-hour shows.
Monday morning quarterback. What's up? We actually made the morning deadline. It's not 12 o'clock yet. I thought we were going to go on at 12. I do want to show off for the camera really quick. I don't know why I brought that closer. Got my new, I was able to finally wear it because it's finally cool enough in the house.
Yep.
My Monday morning quarterback hoodie that I customized and made. So I finally get to rock that. And look, there's no other way around it.
I want my MMQB snapback trucker hat.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen because I can't make hats. So you keep waiting. You know what might happen first? Giants might actually win a game before you get it.
We actually wait. They actually did win a game last week, so we're allowed to.
But look, there's no other way around it, dude. Like it was a horrible, horrible fucking game yesterday. It was so bad. I mean, obviously the injuries are worse, but it was just. What did Jones start? 0 for 5?
Yeah.
He was just, and there were a couple of miscues. I know Tony dropped a pass that he should have caught. Either Ross ran a different route or Ross didn't run full and whatever. But there were a couple of miscues.
Ross tripped on one of those plays he missed.
Yeah. So I'm not going to fault Daniel for starting out slow 100%, but he definitely seemed off. And then, of course, he went down with a concussion. I mean, that was scary. To see him stumble the way he did.
Yeah.
On time. No, forget about that. Let's put that aside. That was scary. But did you see Barkley's ankle?
Yeah, that was really bad. That was really, really, really bad.
Holy on contact that shouldn't have even happened. I mean, it wasn't even part of the play. I mean, I don't fault. What was it, Lewis? Who's the one that ran into him?
Well, no one ran into him. He
just stepped.
Like, he was trying to, I think, stop himself from running into the defender, and his leg kind of just got caught up in the turf. It was a Giants receiver, a Cowboys defender.
Yeah.
And it was a weird movement. It was kind of like when Dak went down 2 years.
It was so
just
crazy.
Weird. It was a weird
I was afraid it was broken, though, honestly. I mean, I'm glad it's only a low ankle sprain. They say he might miss a week or two, but who knows? And then, of course, I mean, Galladay goes down, hyperextended his knee. Right, we already had Slayton and Shepard still out. Who do you have besides Tony? And Tony was killing it. Tony's the only guy. Ingram, we already know.
You know what though? Give credit to Ingram. He actually did catch and hold on to a few balls.
I did see that. I will say that. You know, and who's your other guy? Board? You're gonna keep throwing it like look.
Well, Kyle Rudolph, if they want to decide to throw
I know,
him,
but they're not. They're not utilizing. I think. What do you have? One catch for 14 yards, I think, something like that. 12 yards.
Yeah.
So Jones finished, I think, what was it? 8 for 13? Not 8 for 13. Was it 5 for 13 or something like that? I can't remember what it was, but it was under 100 yards. I know a lot of people were blaming Garrett for the play call. I don't. I just think that Jones probably should not have dropped down the way he did.
Right.
You know? And the other thing is too, and Moose, because I was listening to the radio on the way, I was in the city on the drive back to the house. I was listening to Moose and Maggie, and Moose basically said it best. And when I watched the highlights again, I was like, you know what? He's right. Jones, I think he thought that the Cowboys were going to be faked out enough where he was going to be able to run it in no problem. He didn't actually kick it into high gear until last minute, and then they were able to catch up to him. Now I don't know if he still would have gotten in. But it looked like had he ran from the get-go at full speed, he might have squeaked in, and they ended up going for it on fourth down anyway.
Well, so I think the bigger problem is he has to remember that he's not Cam, he's not Josh Allen, and the number one rule is you don't lead with your head,
no,
you lead with your shoulder.
Yeah.
And he led with the whole head.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, it gave the defender nowhere else to really hit you but that whole shoulder and up.
Yeah, no, that was all him. I don't blame the Cowboys on that play at all.
That's what I'm saying. If you're Daniel, you got to know because you're a runner. He is an actual runner. You got to know you lead with your shoulder. You lead with your. It's why Cam is so successful, but it's also why he's so big. You never see him lead with his head. He's big enough to just lead with his body. So if you're Daniel, that's a learning curve. You got to know. You got to go with your shoulder. You're the quarterback. You can't take risk like that.
I kind of want to go back and watch the replay of when he got the 2-point conversion. He I'm pretty sure it was a 2-point conversion where he ran it in, but he basically went head to head with the linebacker, and he basically barreled over him.
Yep.
So he pushed through. So I'm wondering if he's doing this on a regular basis when he's going into the end zone. Is he dropping his helmet? Because you can't do that.
No.
You can't. Not if you're a quarterback. I mean, again, look what happened. He took a shot, and the guy had to get carded. He couldn't even walk on his own free will. That was scary. That was a scary thing to watch. How it was, whatever. But Mike, what did you want to say? I know you have a couple of things. I know you're basically chomping at the bit. So,
Is it safe to say now that Saquon Barkley does not belong on this team?
No.
No.
Why would you say that? It was a freak injury.
I don't give a shit. This is now a third season in a row. Saquon now is not playing. Now we have to depend on backup running backs again.
For a week? For 1 week? 2 weeks?
It could be
tops?
2 weeks.
All right. I'll take the 2 weeks. Is he out for a year? If he was out for a year on a run play, I'd be like, all right, well, this guy's definitely made of glass. He took dude, I've twisted my ankle on stupider moves.
And here's my question. Where the fuck is James Bradbury from last year?
Where was the defense for all of last year? I mean, look, I will say this, though.
I mean, look, I made the argument. We drafted 5 guys on defense, and they look shittier than it.
They look worse than they did last year.
Would somebody disagree with me that Dave Gettleman needs to be fired? One of you two. Agree with me finally.
I'm not disagreeing with you 100%. I'm not.
This guy can't draft plays. He drafts guys that get injured. He drafts a quarterback that gets injured. Look, I know, all right, he got hit in the head. Okay. I was more concerned the way he landed. I thought he fucking broke his arm. The way he rolled over and the guy was on top of him.
All right. And
the referee didn't help yesterday either. Fucking Tony got mugged in the fucking end zone, no flag.
Yeah. Oh, well, are you talking about the one where he slipped?
No, I'm talking about the one where he was in the end zone. The guy was literally dry humping him on the fucking ground while the fucking...
I thought it should have been a call, and I think the analyst said it as well, but it also looks like he slipped.
And I said it 2 weeks ago. There should be a coach's thing with the penalty. Just give him 1 per game.
I don't think he
should have been a fucking pass interference.
I don't think he would have gotten the call.
It still comes down to the ref. It has to be overwhelming. And if the ref made that call, seeing the play, didn't call it in your favor, the likelihood of him changing.
I don't think a challenge would have been overturned on that play.
Yeah.
Look, dude, I'm with you. I'm a Giants fan. Why would I say that? It really does look like he slipped. Do I think the defender got there a little bit early? Yes, but it was a bang play. But I think the reason why they let it go is because it looked like Tony slipped more than anything.
And then Bradbury drops the fucking ball right through his fucking hands in the end zone.
I know they've been missing key interception chances. That's been a thing. I think it was against the Falcons. They dropped a clear interception in the end zone, right? And what happens? The very next play, they score. So
and plus they get 2 big turnovers and they only get 3 points out of it.
I know that. It's constant. It's
I
constant.
mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's look, I'm not a Jason Garrett fan to begin with. I hate Jason Garrett with a passion. And his play calling was bad yesterday.
The same play calling got you 402 yards in the air with Daniel Jones.
But it doesn't matter. So you got lucky 1 game out of 5. You got lucky 1 game out of 5, and that's it. So,
well, I mean, I can't say that. The Redskins game was your win. If not for that offsides, it was your win. So and
that's special teams, and that's the head coach's fucking specialty. Once again, special teams sucked again as well. Dixon with the fucking shake punt.
So where's the blame?
Missing a key fucking field goal.
So you tell me then, because you're basically naming the whole team. Basically, who is to blame? Who?
I think it's like the same thing with the Mets. It starts from top down. Gettleman with the fucking poor drafting for the last 3 years.
Poor drafting. He got you basically a diamond in the rough with Tony.
1 out of, let's see, first round draft picks
And Barkley,
Saquon out. Saquon out 3 straight seasons.
He's including Saquon
Daniel
in the bust.
Jones 3 straight seasons.
Jones,
and you give me one wide receiver now, who he looked damn good playing that game. He got himself kicked out because he threw a punch, which I don't think he even threw a fucking punch. Though I think he shoved the guy and then went crazy.
What I think you're not giving Daniel and Saquon credit for is Saquon. He came into this team where they were looking to run him immediately, like 90 plays a game. They were not looking to have Eli drop back, throw it 40, 50 times a game. They were looking for Saquon to,
which is a good thing, right? Not your quarterback throwing 55 passes a game and throwing 4 interceptions per game.
Look at Ezekiel Elliott's first year, and then look at his consistent years after, not including this year we're in. He had a drop-off. He was healthy and had a drop-off. So all I'm saying is when you run someone into the ground like that, you got to expect that the injuries will – I mean, running backs already have a short shelf life. Yeah. So all I'm saying is Saquon is not someone I would call a bust yet. And Daniel, look, as much as we want to say Jason Garrett, bad play caller, if Daniel didn't go out, that game would have been much closer. The game
I agree.
The game only exploded once Daniel was out, Saquon was out, your Kenny was out.
Well, it doesn't matter. The fucking defense fell apart. I mean, so
I
know. So if Daniel was in and Galladay was in and Saquon was in, doesn't fucking matter because the defense folded like a goddamn accordion.
It does matter because they don't fall in so much of a deficit.
Here's why it matters also. We got to also remember a defense is always going to be fishy when the offense is immediately coming off the field. Daniel Jones' first 2 or 3 drives, defense was right back. After a while, those guys are big. It slows them. They don't have that momentum to keep going. And then once Daniel was out and you brought in Glennon, he's horrible. So the defense was coming back on before they could even get a sip of water.
Yep.
So to me, all I'm saying is if Daniel was still in there, Saquon was still in there, maybe the offense is on the field a little bit longer drives, get some points, gives the defense time to kind of recharge. That game was not a blowout before Daniel got injured.
No, and the defense the defense forced. I know they only came away with 3 points, but the defense forced 2 turnovers at that point as well. Right. They went into the half down only by 4. The game was immediately tied right after the Daniel Jones injury.
And that's another thing too, Joe, is another stat from yesterday. This is now the 5th game in a row this season that the Giants don't protect against their opponents in the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. Every game this year, their opponent scored on them before halftime.
Oh, before halftime.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
All right.
Every single game this year, they've done it.
Yeah.
This defense, for some reason, doesn't. And you know what, though? It happened last year, too. We can't even say this year. For some reason, this defense doesn't know how to protect a hurry-up offense in a 2-minute drill.
I don't know. And you're right. The defense started out slow as well last year, and it wasn't towards the middle to the end of the season. I think it was the Seattle game is when they stepped it up. But
that's the whole thing, though. You can't go by your 7th or 8th game and then start saying, oh, we feel good about ourselves now as a team.
Well,
no, you got to feel good about yourself now, not 16 now, but 17 straight games, and try to win the fucking division.
I'm going to be honest, and then we'll move on from here. But I'm going to be honest, dude. At 1-4, I think the Rams are next, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, we're going to go over our picks in a minute. I'm pretty sure
the Rams are next.
I'm pretty sure they did say the Rams. I think the season's a wash. I really do. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. It's done. It has to be. I mean, they got sole. Now they're in sole possession of last place. Washington, even in their loss, still looks good. Philly. I mean, I didn't expect Philly to beat Carolina, but when you throw 3 interceptions, it's going to happen. And Dallas is winning this division. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Their division's their defense is still questionable. Don't get me wrong, but their offense is just too explosive. That receiving core, they put 201 yards on the ground against the Giants, which I know this fucking Giants defense, but
it makes you wonder though how good Dak really is, considering that last year that how bad it was as 7-19 got in. If Dak was healthy,
Dak was healthy,
Dallas would have.
yeah. We
Dallas
said this
would've
last year.
crushed the division.
Yeah.
He was
We
having
said
an
this.
MVP season, and the only reason he's not being discussed heavily for MVP this year is because there is a man named Kyler Murray that is just unthinkably good. Or Dak would have sole possession of that right now. Sole possession.
Yeah, he had an off game yesterday though. I know they won. The Cards move up to 5-0, but he didn't. Yeah, that was all defense that game yesterday.
Sure.
That I mean, when you think about it, Kyler and Daniel Jones were drafted the same year. So this is actually, they say is the sweet spot. The third year is always the sweet spot for the
and dude, honestly, and
then you look at Kyler, and then you look at Daniel Jones, and then you're going like,
oh, Daniel Jones. Okay,
yeah,
I thought you said Dak. I'm like, no, Dak's been in there.
Yeah,
no, Daniel.
And even at 1-4, Daniel's having a great season.
I want to say great. He's having a decent season.
He's having a really, really, really good season.
Dude, it's more than decent.
Well, then he's under that Sam Darnold thing, which I shouldn't even mention Sam Darnold right now because the fucking Jet fans are laughing their asses off. That's what happened yesterday.
Yeah,
but
well, I mean, they can't laugh too much.
I think Daniel Jones is in the same position as Sam Darnold was, that he's playing for a team and like I always said, New York is always that high market. New York, LA, Chicago, those high profile cities to play in. And I don't think Daniel Jones is the fit in New York.
I think he is. I think he'll be fine.
I think he is too.
Well, let's see what happens next year after we fire Gettleman and then somebody drafts a quarterback.
All right.
Or goes after somebody that doesn't have any more legal troubles with massage parlors.
Well, I mean, it depends on if you guys get rid of your head coach. If you get rid of your head coach, I told you before, I could see them cleaning house fully with the new GM. But to me, I think Joe Judge hasn't shown that he can't get the job done. It just seems like it's problem after injury.
I still say with him, I still say with Joe Judge, I think the problem is he's not a disciplinary type of head coach. He tries to come off as your friend, like I said a couple weeks ago, and you don't want your head coach to be a friend with the players. You want him to kick these sons of bitches in the ass as much as he can.
I don't know about that because I've only heard people talk about Andy Reid being a very easygoing guy. Like he's not the yelling type. He's very, very friendly with his players.
I think because if he yells, he's going to go to the hospital.
That's possible.
Andy Reid's got to hold that in for.
I feel like Andy Reid was that type in Philly.
But Andy Reid
always said, because look, they even said when TL was ready to go,
right?
Andy was nothing but cordial to TL. Like there wasn't, because remember, TL only had problems with Childress, the offensive coordinator. He never had any problems with Andy Reid. Because Andy Reid very much is an easygoing guy. Now, easygoing doesn't mean you're a pushover, but it just means you're not Bill Belichick, where you're literally telling them, like, bro, that last play, that block, you suck. Like, no, he doesn't do that. Or John Gruden. But, no, I think Joe Judge's approach isn't what's wrong. What's wrong is probably picking the players and then getting the players to be consistent, really. And sometimes that's not a coaching thing. I can only draw X's and O's. You have to go out there and execute. So at the end of the day, I don't know. Easygoing to me doesn't usually mean it's a bad thing.
I mean, but from what I see in Joe Judge, even on the sidelines, I mean, yeah, he gets a little hot-tempered when, like, the refs fuck up. But after that, I don't see any type of emotion when his players are messing up, though. He don't show any type of anger or
it's funny that you say that, Mike. Somebody actually called up to Musa Maggie. A caller basically said the same thing. He said his sound bites after every loss are very, very redundant. He doesn't seem like, it's one thing. I mean, he did make a mistake and said it's one thing to kick over garbage cans, but Mara's the one that did that. But he doesn't seem passionate. He doesn't seem fired up. He doesn't seem like he's angry.
Not at all. He doesn't have no fire in the belly to whip these players into shape.
I mean,
but there's a balance. You do need to have a balance. You do need to have a balance. I do agree in that. But again, I don't know what's said in behind closed doors. I don't know what's said in the locker room. Who knows? The one thing I will fault them I know it's hindsight now, but even Tony, what was it? I think he said it on his Instagram or something like that. It was some type of tweet or something. He basically said after the first or second game, it was like, yo, you're underutilizing me. What are you doing? If they would have used him from the beginning, who knows? We might have squeaked away with a victory against the Falcons. Or
well, Galladay said the same thing. Jones was throwing too much to Slayton the whole time.
I mean, Slayton's on whatever.
But Joe, if you're gonna throw to one guy the entire game,
I get it.
There's three or four of the guys over there that could catch the football, minus Evan Ingram, of course. I'm not counting him.
But I always hate when wide receivers cry about not getting the ball.
But still, I mean, look, I know it's the Keyshawn thing. We give me the damn ball bullshit. But you signed on Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, I agree.
Who was one of the better receivers in football.
Yeah.
You got this kid, Tony, who they said was a steal, like you said, was the steal of the draft. Why you keep, before Slayton went down, he didn't know none of these guys. All of a sudden, now you're my best friend and you throw me the fucking football.
Yeah.
If Slayton was in the game, he'll be throwing 20 passes.
Is that Jones though, or that's the design play though?
That's Jerkoff on the sideline.
There's also two things to look at. If you're Daniel Jones and that offensive line is crumbling and you only get one read, the guy you have the great rapport with is the guy you always look at first. Donovan did that with T.O.
Mm-hmm.
We see Patrick do that with Kels. We saw Brady do that with Gronk. It's your first read. If the pocket is collapsing, you go by your first read. You don't have time to scan.
Which it almost always is.
And you're not wide open at the break. Literally at the break point of the release of the route. If you're not open, I don't have time to try to throw you open. I got to get it to the guy that I have the great rapport with and that is open, or that I see it looks like he's open. That, and also signing Kenny Galladay might have been a blessing in disguise for you guys because the trade deadline's not far away. And you could get something. There are teams out there that are going to be desperate for a wide receiver with all these injuries we're getting. I say trade him. Trade him, get you a second round. You're not going to get a first. I doubt it, depending on how desperate the team is. Trade him. Why not? You got a good core of receivers if they can stay healthy.
You're right. You're right. I mean, and look on third down. Look who's missed. It's Shepard is the one that he was going to. Mm-hmm. So if they get a healthy Shepard back, you got Slayton. You already see what you got with Tony. I would hate to lose Galladay, but look, if this season is as much of a wash as I think it's going to be anyway, get something for it.
Yeah,
get something for it. Line help, maybe a pick. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward. And forgot to do that, but whatever. We can just do this now. That was my giant takeaway. All right. We had some pretty good games of the week. Some close ones, some not so close ones that we thought would be, Sunday Night Football. And I'm going to ask a question on that in a minute. But, Mike, I guess I'll start with you this week. What do you go, because you missed last week. What was your game of the week?
Game of the week, I'm going to give to the Chargers beating the Browns.
Nice pick. Very nice pick. I mean, and that was a good game.
It was a really good game.
Extremely good game. That was one of my picks too. But yeah, dude, Herbert, 5 touchdowns, 4 in the air, 1 in the ground. But just it was a back and forth. The back and forth, that missed extra point, I thought was going to hurt them. The way I think it was a smart play too. The way Cleveland dragged it. What was it, Eckler?
Mm-hmm.
They dragged him in for the you want to kneel, you want to go down? Nope, you're coming in the end zone because we want the ball back.
Right.
But you're right, dude. I can't disagree with you. I think this was probably the game of the week easily. And Herbert's now. I mean, we talked about this last year.
I told you this kid to give it 3 to 5 years, and he's in year 2. He's
here.
In year 2 right now, and he owns the AFC West right now.
Juwaan couldn't agree with you more.
Chargers for the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Juwaan couldn't agree with you more, dude. We were talking about this even before we came on our first episode, and he basically said, "I got the Chargers going all the way."
Yep. And I'm just going to throw out there, I keep telling you who the best receiver in the NFL is, Keenan Allen. And when you need a first down, he seems to always be open.
But I feel like his primary target's been Mike Williams.
Oh, it 100% has.
Yeah.
Deep threat. But When he needs that third down.
Oh, Keenan's a sure hand though, and he was last year
And
too.
it's like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. That's the guy you're going to go to.
That's
Yeah,
the guy
no.
you go to.
Juwan's
He's gonna
right.
always get open.
Juwan's
He's gonna
right.
always get open.
Keenan is like the 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 type guy. Mike Williams is like the Bob guy that's going to get you to the like a 40-yard to the end zone type pass.
If you're the Chargers, the best thing for you to do is actually take the game plan that Baltimore had the year they went to the Super Bowl. Because remember, Anquan Bolden was their third down guy, was their rough receiver. But their main receiver was the guy that caught the Hale Flacco pass. I can't even remember his name now, the speedy receiver. That was his go-to because the guy could take the top off. But when you needed that sure catch, goal line, third down, they went Anquan Bolden. He was your big body. Use Keenan Allen like that. You don't need him to be speedy. You just need him to be my 50-50 guy. I need this touchdown, this third down. I trust no one else. I'm throwing it up. And Keenan will get it for you.
Keenan, yeah, definitely. I agree with you there. Keenan, again, Mike Williams is a deep threat, and understandably so, but Keenan's your shorthand guy. And he's made some really good, especially really good sideline catches too.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be a master of that. I actually don't want to miss this. I got to con him. Chiefs defense might be the worst in the NFL. I mean, I don't know about the worst, but that's a question I wanted to ask you guys. And since Slinky brings it up, wait, is it Slinky or Slinks? Slinksy. Okay. So since Slinksy brings this up, I might as well ask you now. Chiefs are 2-3. And they lost to a really good Buffalo team. We know this. Buffalo's a really good team. I got Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. I said this the first show. I don't know if they win, but I definitely got them representing the AFC.
I'm regretting picking Kansas City right now for going to the Super Bowl this year.
Or are the Chiefs in trouble?
Chiefs are in big trouble.
No.
If the Chiefs are the kind of team that if they could at least make wild card in one game, hell no, I'm not picking against Patrick Mahomes. Are you serious?
No, I understand that, and that's one of the reserves that I have is going against Patrick Mahomes. And a few of the picks that we have, there's no way the Chiefs lose 2 in a row, and then they do. There's no way Mahomes isn't going to come back fired up, and he does the third game. I mean, that was the game he had the 5 touchdowns in the win, I think, last week.
But didn't they lose 3 in a row now?
No, they won one where he had 5 touchdowns, but that was after they lost 2 in a row.
Yeah,
but they are 2-3, and that's a tight division.
Who did they play last week?
They played the Eagles. That's when he got 5.
Oh, that's okay. That's the one they won. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is new. The reason why I say that is this is new territory for them. Their defense used to be good. I know. Jones. It's Chris Jones, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know Jones was out. But their defense doesn't seem to be the same. So I'm not saying that they're the worst they're definitely not the worst in the NFL.
No, the Giants got the worst fucking defense in the NFL.
I don't know if it's the Giants.
I would say New England's up there.
Okay.
I'll say this. I'll never forget this year because it's probably one of the greatest years ever. Where New England came into Kansas City week 1. And Alex Smith and them blew New England out. You were getting chance of put in Jimmy G. Everyone thought Brady was done.
Yeah.
Bill says the infamous words on the Cincinnati. We win the Super Bowl that year. All I'm saying is I look at this Chiefs defense, and all they have to learn to do is play situational football. But what will help that defense is if Pat can stop throwing interceptions. That would help a lot. Because if your defense is not good, putting them back on the field immediately does not help.
And another really good point, even in that win, they allowed 30 points against the Eagles.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't think it's the worst in the NFL statistically, but I'll say this. Just learn to play situational. Just learn to be bend but don't break. Patrick's going to put you in a position to win. Just don't break. That's it. And I think they'll get it. I don't know the rest of their schedule, but I know the Raiders looked shaky yesterday. I told you I think Kansas City is going to get their revenge against the Chargers when they meet up again in November or December.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, they could still pull a wild card. In a wild card game, a team that could easily drop 30 on you, it's hard to pick against. It just really.
I mean, that's the thing. It's the offense is not doubted. The offense is, the offense is going to be there, but they're allowing more points than they're scoring. And Mahomes is turning the ball over. They also, they had, what was it? I think, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles? I know there was 4 turnovers in yesterday's game. I just can't remember what the
2 interceptions I remember vividly. I don't remember the other 2.
Yeah.
The other 2.
I think there were a couple of fumbles then. I'm pretty sure there was 4 turnovers. That's something that's not Kansas City football.
Right.
It's not. It's definitely not Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I asked. But all right, Juwaan, what do you got for game of the week?
Easily Packers in Cincy.
That was an ugly
boy, Joe Burrow. But remember what I told you. Why did I pick the Packers? Because no one can stop Devontae 204 yards Adams.
Yeah.
I told you that was going to be the difference maker.
We both picked the Packers. Yeah.
Stop him. But man, was I really hoping Joe Burrow pulled that game out. I've never rooted against a pick I made so heavy.
If his field goal kicker could, if his kicker could kick a field goal.
Did you see how embarrassing that was? They celebrated. They thought they made it.
They thought they got it.
And they looked up. They're like, "Oh, we missed that."
Yeah, it hit the flag, but on the other side of the pole.
But to be fair, when you look at the replay, it does look like it goes over.
It looked like it went over. I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but man, that was embarrassing. But no, I love that game back and forth. And look, if there's somebody that should fear themselves being in trouble, it's the Packers. Albeit, I do think Joe Burrow is that guy. That's just not a game you should not have hung 30 points up, 40 points up easily. No, even though that defense, I do think is coming along in Cincinnati. That whole franchise is starting to come along. Aaron Rodgers struggled. He struggled. It doesn't sound like it when you say words like Devontae had 204 yards alone. But yeah, Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have had a slugfest yesterday, and they did. So I think the Packers is again. I don't think the NFC is as straightforward as we thought before. Where it was, it's clearly the Bucs. Well, the Bucs defense doesn't look that good. Russ is gone. The Rams have shown that there's some chinks in their armor. So the NFC is not as strong as we once thought they were heading into the season. But yeah, I'm going Packers and Bengals. That was a very fun game to watch.
I agree. And also, too, it was a weird stat that I had seen when I was looking at some of the, the stats before we went on. As good as the Packers have been, we all know they won a Super Bowl, one Super Bowl in the last, 10 years or so? No, not 10 years. Either way, Rodgers at least has a Super Bowl under his belt. The Packers have been a good team. They almost went to the Super Bowl last year. This is their first road win in Cincinnati since 1998. And the Bengals haven't really been a good franchise in that span. I mean, they made the playoffs. They had, Carson Palmer. They had some shades of decent years but they usually almost always get knocked out the first game of the playoffs. But as a pack, I couldn't believe it. First road win in Cincinnati since 1998. Now, I know they probably don't play as often. That's why. But anyway, I thought that was a cool stat. All right. So I was going to go. I thought the easy pick was definitely the Browns and Chargers game. But since that's already picked, I'll go. I'll go Rams and Seahawks. I will. It wasn't a bad game. Rams pull it off. I think I picked the Rams. Did you pick the Rams? No, you went with the Seahawks. I went with the Rams. I felt their offense was going to be a little too much for Seattle. I know Seattle. Look, I know Russell Wilson has actually had a good year so far this year. And I know what a threat Lockett and Metcalf can be, but it's the defense for Seattle that's questionable for me. And that's why I went with the Rams, especially with that offense. And they pulled off the victory, so the Rams continue. They're 4-1. And Seahawks are now 2-3. So that was a big win for the Rams. It was, especially in Seattle.
Hey, Joe.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was in L.A.
Go ahead, Juwaan. I'm sorry.
Right? That was in L.A., that game, I think.
That was in L.A., I think.
No, Lumen Field. Sorry. That was Seattle. It was against Seattle. Yeah, I was right. Mike, what's up?
I just had a question. Which Diggs was on Dallas yesterday? Was that Stefan or the?
No, Stefan is Buffalo.
All right, so that's his brother then, right? The other Diggs.
Yeah.
how many times I'm just trying to remember because I was listening to the game on FAN, and how many times Carl Banks said, "Don't throw to Diggs, don't throw in Diggs' vicinity," and they kept, for some strange reason, Glennon kept throwing in that direction, and it bit them in the ass.
Oh, you mean like don't kick to Deshaun?
Well,
yeah, like don't kick to Deshaun, but don't throw to Diggs either.
Well, Diggs has one or more interceptions in 5 straight games.
Yeah,
so that's pretty much why.
Yeah,
he has what now, 6 for the season?
Yeah, I think he had 2 in 1 game, right? So he's got that's why it says 1 or more in 5 straight games. So he has at least 1 interception in the last 5 games. So there's a reason why you don't throw to that side.
Right, and then to answer the Kansas City question, the next 3 games is Washington, at Tennessee,
okay,
and then home against us. And then their 4th game is going to be up against Green Bay.
Now, for those of you
home.
watching at home, I mean, I'm assuming you understood what that meant, but that means the Giants when he says us.
Right.
With disgust in my voice.
We're personally not playing the Chiefs. We do not play for the NFL. Mike, you have to let them know that.
Yeah. But I will say, if you're Seattle and Russ is out 48 weeks, which I assume will end up being 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Go sign Cam Newton. Don't call this season.
And that wouldn't be a bad move. They wouldn't.
No. I mean, the only problem would be if you sign Cam and then Russ is healthy and you have a winning record, I don't think you can get that locker room to sign off on telling Cam you got to go sit on the bench and Russ is back.
Well,
that's the only problem.
But Russ is only going to be out for like what, 3 weeks?
No. 4 to 8 weeks. He completely exploded his middle finger, man.
Oh, because I heard it was like only about 3 weeks he's supposed to be out with the finger issue. Oh, they extended it.
Tried to
came in a bad idea because fucking Geno, nothing ever good comes out of Ohio State.
Well, I'll tell you, Geno actually didn't do too bad.
No, he came in 5 for 5 and a touchdown, and then I blinked, and then it was just like, oh.
Yeah. When he first came in and he had like you said, when he went 5 for 5, he had the touchdown. I was like, what the? This is Geno Smith?
I said, yeah. Twitter was going crazy. They were like, Geno's back, and I'm like, back? What?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was never
was putting memes up about like
he was never
his career against Russell's career, and he has like all these better things than Russell. I'm like, motherfucker, won a Super Bowl. What did fucking Geno Smith ever win?
You think
Twitter a lot?
You think there's any chance Seattle? I mean, I already know the answer. I don't even know why I'm asking this question. You think any chance Seattle calls Houston?
No.
I don't think there's any team.
Nobody's gonna call Houston until this fucking legal issue is done. If he's not guilty, then you're gonna start seeing
here's the worst case scenario.
Plays being made.
You trade 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, you can get him for next year.
And that judge goes 5 years. You just gave up first-round picks for a guy who can't play for you for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
at a young age. It's not worth it. No.
Look. If he gets the not guilty, the fucking Giants should be on the phone with them for next season.
If he gets not guilty, there's probably only 5 franchises that are not making that phone call. Only 5. Maybe only 5. That's it. Everybody. I even see New England going, hey, how many?
So what do you got? Kansas City's one of them.
Kansas City,
Tampa Bay.
I don't know about Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Brady's going to play again next year.
What about
Chargers?
Rogers?
Cincinnati. No, because he's probably going to leave the Packers, so they're probably going to want to call.
Cincinnati and maybe Cleveland?
Buffalo.
Juwaan?
Yes.
Buffalo.
Oh, it's 6, because Buffalo. Cleveland and
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are your 6, because they got their quarterback.
You got your franchise
everybody else, and again, there's probably people watching now like, well, my franchise has a quarterback. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that your quarterback 9 times out of 10 is not better than Deshaun Watson on his worst day. So, yes, your team might call just to put out a feeler and maybe say no.
Yeah.
But, I'm sorry, San Fran also.
They'll make a pretend phone call.
Oh, yeah, because they just got Trey Lance.
They got Jimmy and Trey Lance, so it's 7. Let's put
All right. Yeah,
but
so 7 out of 32.
That's
And I would say the Giants would be in the top 5 on that list that could try to get him.
For sure.
Don't make your faces. Deshaun Watson is 10 times the quarterback.
I understand
that Daniel Jones is.
It's not about not wanting to make the call, but it's about what you're going to have to give up. Do the Giants have what it takes?
They got a bunch of fucking draft picks that they made in the fucking draft this year. I think they could give up 3 number 1s.
All right. Well,
only problem is though,
and we'll give you Daniel Jones.
Just also keep this in mind, Mike. He has a no trade clause, so that means he's going to force himself to a place he wants to be.
You don't think he wants to be? You don't think he wants to be in the bright lights in the big city in New York?
No. Hear me out. What he does not want to be in is a New York Texans. The team has to be better. He's leaving a team that has the same functional problems.
Well then we know he ain't going to the Jets.
No,
because that's the second worst team in the NFL.
Right.
When it comes
Giants would have to fix a few things for him to want to
go. If they fix everything the right way, one, getting a new fucking GM that knows how to draft a fucking offensive line, get more help on the offensive line.
I tell you this is what you do.
I mean, you got your wide receivers, they're just fucking injured right now.
You make a phone call to his agent and go, hey, if he could play for any head coach, who would that head coach be?
Then you go after that fucking head coach.
Then you go after that head coach.
There you go.
And then you do your due diligence to try to sell the entire farm, plus the animals, then get yourself Deshaun Watson. That's what I would do. I know legally you can't. Legally within the NFL you can't. That's tampering, but
it's tampering.
Yeah, it's worth the fine.
But I mean, I would just literally wait to see where this legal case goes with him.
For sure.
Okay.
Because you can't make a move and say,
I mean, I'm going
to give up 3 draft picks, is like Juwaan said. You don't give up 3 number 1 draft picks for a guy that might be doing 3 to 5.
Right. All right, so we're going to move on to surprise of the week, and I'm actually going to go first here because I don't want my pick to be picked.
Don't pick my pick.
I mean, you look at the games. I feel like every game went the way we thought it was going to. The only game that I think was really the absolute surprise of the week was the Bears and Raiders. I got to go Bears and Raiders.
I fucking hate you. Now,
I'm sorry.
Now I got to go back and look.
I mean, I'm not saying that the Bears aren't a good team. I still don't think they're that great. But to beat the Raiders the way they did, I mean, we have Derek Carr.
Well, you got to take in mind, you are playing the second most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Either way, I still say
stop shaking your head.
It's just not true.
Yeah.
Derek Carr sucks. Finally,
Derek Carr wasn't great in yesterday's game. I'll say that.
Yeah, but every quarterback has a bad day.
I understand that, but I had the Raiders winning because of Derek Carr. And
fair.
And because it's the Bears have been.
Can we be honest though? When you talk about things that wake a person up in the morning, there is nothing that wakes Khalil Mack up in the morning like playing the fucking Raiders. If that man could see silver and black every week, he'd be the greatest defensive player to ever breathe.
Yeah.
But
it's always special when especially in this case, but it's always special when you go against a team that lets you go.
Well, not let you go. Gruden was drop kicking him out. He Spartan kicked Khalil Mack out of the Raiders.
No, I know.
But yeah, he was giving what's his name? Derek Carr a lot of problems yesterday. So
well, I mean, look, I can't say I'm not happy for the Bears. I mean, I want them to be good, and they were without Montgomery too, which is crazy. They didn't even have their number 1 running back in the game, and they still ran the ball. Mike, you could pick this out. You know what? I'll give you a chance. So look whatever. Juwaan, what do you got as your surprise of the week?
New England trying their best to drop the fucking largest ball of the guy.
Son of a bitch!
Well, Mike, I was gonna go with
fuckers.
What do you want from me? I'm going with my team.
I even said that yet. No, but here's the thing, though. I was actually watching the highlights yesterday, and I said, "Oh shit, fucking Chicago just beat the Raiders."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh shit, fucking Mac Jones, who played Tom Brady like he was in the Super Bowl, playing them so tough last week, they barely beat.
Yeah.
I mean, they barely beat. Wait, who the fuck did they play again?
Jaguars.
The Texans.
Oh, the Texans. That's right.
The
Texans.
Texans.
Mills actually had a decent game.
Decent.
And wasn't that another name I, Joey? Wasn't that another name
Not
I
decent.
gave you?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, that's what that was actually more surprising than the actual whatever. It was Mills.
Yes.
Because rookie quarterbacks, I mean, they ended up losing anyway, but rookie quarterbacks, I forgot what the stat was against Belichick and the Patriots.
20 and 6.
What is it?
20 and 6. 20 and 6.
Yeah, because
Wait,
it was
what stat are you saying?
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks.
No. Rookie quarterbacks are 1-11, though. That was the stat I was looking at. 1-11 since 2014.
Oh.
That was the stat I was talking about. But yeah, 20 and 6. Yeah, 1-11.
But here's
Rookie quarterbacks.
But here's the thing.
Versus New England.
With that game yesterday, I was even going to say I gave you Davis Mills last year when we did our draft show this year. And I said, don't sleep on Davis Mills. This kid from Stanford's something special. He's going to go in the second round and somebody's going to snatch him up. Just so happens the Texans snatched him up because of the Deshaun Watson issue.
Okay.
And I said, I wouldn't mind seeing the Giants taking this kid in the second round.
I'm going to say
I told you that.
I hate Bill Belichick. You went out and you traded Stephon Gilmore. And then you went and told reporters how you felt as though J.C. Jackson could easily be a number one corner. And I watched J.C. Jackson watch every fucking pass go right over his head for a touchdown. Almost every time a touchdown was scored, J.C. Jackson was just like, what? I don't know. And it's just
sounds like the Giants secondary.
It's just like, bro, you can't make that trade if you don't have that much confidence in your new number one corner. And Bill didn't. J.C. Jackson looked as if he watched no game tape. They thought they were going to stroll in. Mills was going to give them the ball 8 times.
Yeah.
And we were going to blow them out 40-3. That's how New England looked as though they approached that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. But Mac Jones came in and said, you know what? I am the next Tom Brady. Let me go win this shit real quick.
Mike in Arizona said, I am a future Hall of Famer after not even watching one game of me play.
Yeah.
Let me show what the shit I got.
Live up to it. And let me say this. Albeit he did have the interception, Mac Jones did go 23 for 30, 231 yards in what was that touchdown to Hunter Henry. Beautiful pass, by the way. And then obviously they won with the field goal. But Mac Jones is so poised, man. He just doesn't let mistakes mess with him. He threw that interception, came back, won the game. The man has ice in his veins. I'm super proud to call that guy my starting quarterback. Love Mac Jones. Mike.
So what was the surprise?
The surprise was Davis Mills. Davis Mills went for, let me see.
No, he did 300 and something yards, 3 touchdowns.
Last week he threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
This week he threw 0 interceptions.
He had 8 incompletions. What was it? 21 for 29.
Yeah, 21 for 29, 312 yards.
Yeah, and 3 touchdowns.
The only reason the Texans lost this game was that apparently the entire coaching staff from the Falcons that year they went to the Super Bowl came to the Texans. You're up big, and you only run the ball 3 or 4. You're just dropping back and throwing more? Why? Why would you do that? At some point, New England's defense was going to get it in their head. You run the ball, run the clock, drain the clock, field goal, touchdown, field goal, field goal. No, they just kept throwing it, turnover. And in New England clawed their way back.
Yeah.
Very stupid if you're the Texans. That would have been a huge knot on your belt.
What about that flea flicker they pulled off during the flea flicker?
They were doing everything against
every trick play in the book there.
Every trick play.
I thought they were going to win. At one point, I was like, what the hell is going on?
And then Stephen Belichick on the sideline trying to figure it out.
Yeah. He couldn't understand.
Those faces he makes on the sidelines are hysterical.
Mike, I know we ruined 2 of your picks. So if you again, look, you can still go with one of the ones we had.
No, because I don't want to. Because I don't want to like say, "Oh, I agree with everything." You know what? Honestly, here's the thing, and I know Buffalo's a good team, and they are. I'm surprised Kansas City lost the way they did, though.
Okay, no, that's actually a really good.
You lost by 18 in your home stadium.
Yep.
I mean, I know Buffalo could have beat. I know, like, if I was picking, I probably would have won Kansas City because they were home. If I was picking with you guys last week, but I'm looking at it as 18 points, though. It wasn't even fucking close.
Yeah.
No. And then I thought with halftime being the length of a Super Bowl halftime, Kansas City would gain momentum. They came out and somehow played worse.
What was a 4-hour halftime?
Yeah.
What happened with halftime?
Like, how did you come out and play worse?
What happened with halftime? What did I miss?
There was a thunder and lightning storm, so they had an extended halftime.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it started pouring right before the half, and then they said, I was at my brother's watching the game, and they said the at the earliest the game is going to reconvene is 10:30 Eastern, and it was like 10:10. I was like, I'm going to go home, and they didn't end up going on to almost 11:30. It was after 11 the game started. So, all right. That being said, week 6 picks. We got some big matchups, and we got some matchups I really don't care about, but we're gonna go over them. All right.
Hold on, I gotta get to week 6.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Gonna start with obviously the Thursday night game. Buccaneers at Eagles. Bucks at Eagles. Juwaan, I'll start with you. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Bucks. Fucking Dolphins. I'm gonna go Bucks.
Mike.
Bucks.
Yeah. So this was another stat that I found weird. In Tom Brady's whole career, this is the first time he's not the combination of the two, because he threw 5 touchdowns earlier this season, over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Never done it in a game before. First time he's done it in his own career.
Yeah, I believe that.
To go over 400 and throw 5 touchdowns in that what's the word I was looking? Not prolific. Is it prolific?
Yeah. If you're gonna say prolific career, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was just a weird stat to me. I that was almost as weird as, like I said, the Green Bay road win in.
Wait,
in
you saying it was weird that he hasn't done that yet?
Yeah.
To me, knowing New England, Bill loves to run the football.
Okay.
So I believe, because if he was ever going to do it, you remember that Tennessee game, that snowy Tennessee game where they dropped like 50 points on Tennessee? That would have been the game he would have done it. But after
one
like
year,
the quarter, they ran it.
The one year where they went to the Super Bowl, where they were 16-0, how many touchdowns? Didn't he have over 50 touchdowns?
Yeah.
The last pass was to Moss.
Yep.
To break the record.
Yep.
I would have thought in that year, because he was so pass heavy.
That's the year I'm talking about. Against Tennessee, but they ran the ball. They love to run the ball, which was weird. They love to run the ball.
All right, this is going to be. This is probably, honestly, guys, this is probably my game of the week. We're going across the pond. We're going across the pond again, once again this week. Dolphins, I guess Jaguars are the home team. Dolphins at Jaguars. This is going to be a nail biter. This is probably the one that the Jaguars will win, to be honest with you. I'm going to go Dolphins here.
Is it still no Tua?
Well, Brissett's hasn't been bad.
I just know that Brady dropped 40 points on that team. A team that I told you would play good defense against them.
It's the Bucs, though.
A team that I thought would play good defense against them.
It's the Bucs.
They did not.
What are you doing? All right. What do you got here?
It's TB12.
How do you go right now? The way that Jaguars franchise is right now. I mean, it's a disgrace, especially with their head coach, which I'm assuming there's a loss in this week, I think they part ways with Meyer, to be honest with you. What do you got, Mike?
Wait. Oh no, you said if they don't win, they're gonna fire Urban?
I think Urban is gone by the middle of the season.
His first year?
Yeah.
That's bold.
I think so.
Go back to college.
I think a lot of people are calling for it. I think people are calling for it only because of what happened off field, his off field antics. Who knows?
Oh man, that's insane. If that gets you fired, that's crazy.
Well, I don't think it should get you fired.
I don't think there's any world where that should get you fired in any capacity.
But to roll, to go in and be the way they've been, I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence was going to be the savior of this franchise. I said this before. God, people had him like as his elite quarterback. I'm like, slow your roll. The guy hasn't even had an NFL snap yet. So, but I literally just said this is probably a game that the Jaguars probably win. They came close. They've actually come close a couple of times in their losses, but I'm still going to give the edge to the Dolphins. Who you guys got?
Jaguars. Just because I want to see Urban Meyer's job saved.
Okay. He's going to be saved. Mike, who you got?
Well, it was Tony Khan's birthday yesterday, so we got to say I'm going to go with the Jags as well.
Okay. Yep. Jag off. All right.
Juwaan, did you see Double or Nothing?
No.
Mm-mm. Oh, you didn't see the Stadium Stampede when Urban Meyer, they had Jericho and MJF fighting in front of Urban Meyer's?
No.
Oh, God, that was hilarious. You got to watch that.
All right, next game is, and you said this earlier, Mike, Chiefs are traveling to Washington to play, or not Washington, traveling to Landover to play. Is it Landover?
No, wait.
Where's Washington play?
Now? FedEx Field is in Washington now, right?
I thought. Yeah. Why did I think it was in Landover?
I don't know.
The old stadium was in Landover.
All right. Either way, who do you got? Chiefs or the football team?
You mean the Redskins?
Who you got? I'm going Chiefs here. The Chiefs, they got to win. I mean, they got to win, and again, I know that Washington football team. I know their defense and whatever. I got to say it every week, but I'm going Chiefs.
Did I pick the Chiefs last week or the Bills? I picked the Bills, right?
No, you went with Chiefs.
Fuck. Oh, I know I went.
Oh, wait. No, my mistake. You went Bills.
Oh, okay. I thought I went Bills because I thought I was saying how good that defense is.
No, you went Bills. You're right. You went Bills.
I didn't have no picks last week. Oh, yeah. I was on a bus going to the doctors. That's why.
You only missed 3. I missed 4 last week. You missed 3.
I only missed 3 games?
Yeah, you only missed 3. You went.
No fucking way.
You went Seahawks. You went Dolphins. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I forgot to put the X there. You missed 4 as well.
Okay.
I might have missed 5 then.
One of them.
1,
Giants
2.
one of them.
No, we both missed 4.
Okay.
You went Dolphins. You went Raiders with me, and we both went Giants.
Okay.
And the Ravens didn't play yet. We both picked Ravens for tonight.
I should have gave you my picks when I got back, and I just should have told you who I liked.
You could have did that, yeah.
My win spread is legendary right now, bro.
So who you guys got? The Redskins or Chiefs?
I have to pick the Chiefs this week.
Okay. That's what I thought. Mike, you're gonna go Chiefs, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on, 3 in a row? No, this ain't fucking happening.
No, it'd only be 2 in a row.
It's not only the losses in a row. It's who at some point it has to come down to who you play.
Yeah,
and it's just like Washington is a good football team, but do I think Heineke can put up 30 points with Patrick Mahomes?
No,
he should not be able to.
Then again, that Chiefs defense.
I was just about to say, I hope that doesn't come and bite me in the
I know, right? I mean, if they lose to Washington, they got to start asking some questions.
Now you're 2-4. Yeah.
Talk about a hot seat. You at some point got to go, hey, look.
Yeah.
Reed, do you just not have it anymore, maybe?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Or is it the Super Bowl hangover that everybody talks about?
It can't be. They went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, won it, and then followed that up with going to the Super Bowl last year.
Right, but back to back now, could this be the point where after 2 Super Bowls?
Maybe. Seattle fell off after that. So maybe.
It's a topic of conversation, but here's even more. Here's a greater game too. And I pretty much already got your choices on this. I already filled out for you guys ahead of time. The Rams against the Giants. I put Rams for all 3 of us. I don't think.
I'm putting Giants if Daniel Jones plays.
I don't think Jones is going to play. And even if Jones does play, I don't know if Galladay is going to be healthy. I don't know.
Fine. None of that matters to me. If Daniel Jones plays, I have that much faith in Daniel. I'm picking the Giants.
All right, all right. So let's pretend that Jones does play,
and
because this is coming from a Giants fan. Right. I agree. Jones gives you. I mean, it's undoubted. There's nobody would deny this. Jones is going to give you a better chance of winning than Mike Glennon is going to.
Yes.
However, Jones does not play offense and defense.
I
Nope.
don't argue.
You got no Slayton,
And this
no
Giants
Shepard.
defense against that Rams offense.
Look,
Last year maybe, but this Giants defense this year.
I'm a Giants. I mean, I'm a Giants fan, and I'm saying this: you still have no Slayton, you still have no Shepard. Now you have no Galladay. Now you don't have Saquon.
You have no Barkley.
You got 4 major offensive components all out, and you don't even know if Jones is going to pass protocol for concussion.
I wouldn't
That's
honestly.
what I'm saying. If Jones plays, I'm picking the Giants.
I would not start Jones. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't start Jones either.
I wouldn't do it.
Give him a week off just to get his head straight.
Give him an extra week.
Fine. Edelman got a concussion in the Super Bowl and helped us win it against Seattle. He'll be okay. He'll be all right.
All right. So I'm gonna put Rams with an asterisk.
Yeah, because if Jones plays, hold me to that.
Okay.
Don't go back on that. Hold me to that.
All right. So if Jones starts, you flip it to the Giants.
I'm going to go Jones. Yeah. I'm putting Jones in parentheses. I put Rams asterisk. Mike, I don't think you and I need an asterisk.
I'm going with the Rams. I mean, even if Jones starts, our defense were shit.
Yeah.
And 4 guys are out right now, minus the quarterback, that need to be on that field to make the plays.
I think Aaron Donald is going to have a field day against this Giants offensive line.
Oh, Aaron Donald's going to be like at least 4 sacks on Mike Glennon.
He's going to pull some. He's going to pull some Zeke moves. He's going to be like, feed me, quarterback.
Yeah. I tell you what, if Mike Glennon is indeed the starter, I think Aaron Donald has a career game. I think he goes for 10.
Mike Glennon looks like a turkey, and he's going to be eaten like a turkey.
Yeah. Aaron Donald might go for.
So Juwaan, basically, Aaron Donald is going to be right back.
Yes.
Feed me more.
Yes, 100%.
All right, next match we got the Texans at the Colts. I'm going to go look, especially after the game Mills had, and this Colts. I know they play tonight.
Tyrod might be coming back this game though, because this is he was supposed to be out for 3 games, and they already played those 3 games. I don't know if his hamstring's going to be.
Even with Taylor in the game, I still pick. I'm going with Texans. I am. Texans actually narrowly came in and almost won that game, and yesterday against the Patriots, and the Colts again. I know they play tonight, so they don't have that extra game, but I can't pick the Colts anymore. And Wentz, I just can't do it. I know they're home. I'm going to go Texans.
I don't know, man. Davis Mills, 4 interceptions, 1 game, almost 4 touchdowns.
We might be getting Tyrod Taylor, though.
Tyrod Taylor's coming back? You know I don't pick against Tyrod Taylor.
No, that's what Mike just said.
Well, that's what I just said. Remember, Tyrod was only supposed to be out for 3 games with the hamstring injury. This is game number 3. If memory serves me right, it's because they played Carolina that first week.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Mike? There's no way he plays this week. I'll tell you why. Davis just gave you a great chance to knock off Bill Belichick, right? 3 touchdowns, no. The head coach will not ice that guy.
And I don't think they should.
Give him another week.
I don't think they should. I think either with Mills or with Taylor, I'm going to probably go Texans. I'm
going to agree with you only because I keep telling you. I talk about overrated. I think Carson Wentz.
I agree with you.
The most overrated quarterback.
I agree with you. They said that all he needed was to go back with his buddy, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is with Wentz. I don't. And this Colts defense, I thought was going to be better than it was. It's not.
And here's the crazy thing. We saw Andrew Luck go to the AFC Championship with a shaky offense and a not that great defense, but he was just that good.
Yeah.
So we see the difference of someone taking nothing and making something. And Wentz isn't a guy that can make something out of nothing. He needs everything to fall in the right place.
Pretty much. Mike, who you got? You go with Colts. I know it. You're going to go Colts.
Give me the Texans.
Okay.
I got to feel. I mean, with or without Tyrod, I think Davis Mills can beat this team.
They just got to run the ball more. That was a putrid day of rushing against New England.
All right, Bengals at Lions. Are you easy to pick the Bengals
Oh yeah,
off the top? Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah.
MVP Burrow.
MVP Burrow and Rookie
Mixon?
of the Year Chase.
Oh yeah, no, Jamar Chase is really good. And like I
Yes,
said,
he
even Mixon on the ground.
Yes, he is. That team is scary good, bro. I'm telling you, that team's gonna make the playoffs, whether it's proper seeding or wild card, and they're gonna knock off a very big team.
Look, they were a field goal away from beating Green Bay in overtime. I know. Look, Crosby missed 3, so
Yes,
you could
that
say,
didn't
well,
help.
you know,
Yeah.
but they should have won that game. Let's be honest, they should have won that game. So I agree with you. The Bengals are really good, and I thought they would with Joe Burrow's bounce back year. All right, this is a division rival now, and honestly, after the last 2 weeks, I don't know how to pick this game. I know when you say Packers and Bears. If you would have asked me this a couple of weeks ago, I would have easily said Packers hands down. I don't know which Bears team is going to show up. I don't know which Packers team is going to show up. Now, just for the sake of picking, because I think the Packers are still a good team, I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers against the Bears. I think.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just because Justin Fields looked good for one game. Just remember, this is Aaron Rodgers. This is an overrated Derek Carr we're playing up against. Okay, this is fucking Justin Fields, a rookie.
All right, now this is going to be
shaking your head with your hand in your face because you know I'm fucking right.
This is going to be a good matchup. This is going to be a good matchup, but and I know the Baltimore's at home. I get it, but we don't know what they're doing tonight. So obviously, again, another game that hasn't aired yet. But Chargers at Ravens.
Chargers.
I don't know if it's that clear cut because it is against Baltimore, but Mike, I'm with you. I'm going Chargers. Not because I don't want the Ravens to win, but I think that the Chargers have the edge here.
Because now the Chargers are playing the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Juwaan hates me with a passion. Look at him. He's
Juwaan,
like,
you going against your boy?
I'm going against my boy just because Mike said that. I'm going with Lamar and the Ravens.
Why do you want the Chargers to lose?
Why?
I do not want them to lose any games, but
so then pick the Chargers. Go with us.
No. Because you're so outspoken against Lamar Jackson is why I'm going with Lamar Jackson.
And I don't think this is a gimme. I don't. Honestly, I don't even think it comes down to it. I think Baltimore at home is scary. So, all right. Now, the Vikings at Panthers. You know, Darnold had a really bad game yesterday. Darnold did not look good. The Panthers lost. I thought the Panthers were a scary team heading into the season. And Darnold showed some shades of why he wasn't the problem in New York. It was the Jets. But with Vikings, yeah, I know Cousins.
And the Vikings didn't look that great yesterday. He's only winning by 2. I mean,
they squeaked away. I don't know. I'm still going to go with the Panthers. I think their defense is.
Who did they play yesterday? They played Detroit, right?
Yeah. And
they were a 10-point favorite in that game.
Yeah, and they just squeaked by. But Detroit's been doing that this year so far. They've been losing, but they get close enough where you're like, oh, is Detroit going to? Detroit might actually come close next week, and now they don't. I'm going to go Panthers. I think the defense is a little bit better than it was yesterday. I think it's a lot better than it was yesterday. And I think Darnold has to bounce back. So at home, hopefully. What do you call it?
Is McCaffrey coming back?
Is he out?
He's supposed to be back either this week or next week.
Okay.
All right, well,
so I'm still going to go
coming
Panthers.
Back this week. I mean, if he comes back this week, that would be.
I'm still going to go Panthers.
That Panthers defense is no joke, and now getting Stephon Gilmore,
yep,
who is from not far from there.
But is he eligible? He's not eligible yet.
Not until after week 6.
Okay.
Not until after week 6.
Okay, so he'll be out of this game.
That team is going to play up to their new star player.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going the Panthers.
Okay.
I'll go with Carolina. I don't care if Sam Darnold looked bad this week. You know what? He looked bad for like 16 straight games last year. So one game out of 5 compared to every game out of 16. You got yeah.
All right, now we're gonna move now. This actually might be game of the week. Because I'm looking ahead And although some of the other games are probably going to be decent, I do like Monday night Bills and Titans. But this game right here with Arizona going to Cleveland.
Oh, this will be tough.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the Cardinals are 5-0. Their defense is, I believe, number 1. And Cleveland's offense. I mean, that game, Cleveland and San Diego put over 1,000 yards on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see something.
And Odell was targeted 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Odell wasn't even a factor in that. It's been.
He's going to be traded. That's not even up for discussion. He's going to be traded.
I agree. I'm gonna go. I think Arizona.
I'm gonna go Arizona. I'll bet you Gettleman fucking takes him just to be a fucking.
It's hard to go. It's hard to pick against a team that's been this good, and I know they just won by a touchdown. It was, they just beat Trey Lance and the 49ers. That was without 49ers are actually really injury riddled right now on defense. They were without Kittle. So
yeah, Kittle's going to be out for a while, from what I heard.
Yeah, so without their star type, what
was the score?
17-10.
17-10.
Oh,
it was a defensive showcase.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, my boy Baker's going to come up big for me.
Now, Cleveland's got a decent defense too, but I mean, it was not there yesterday.
I couldn't find it. Yeah,
San Diego.
I couldn't.
Not San Diego, Los Angeles. I'm gonna go. I'm going Cardinals. I guess we are all Cardinals, right?
Wait, because I'm looking at the 5 games. So they beat Tennessee big.
Yeah.
They squeaked out against Minnesota.
Yeah.
They won by 12 over Jacksonville.
Okay.
They beat the Rams big.
They did beat the Rams. That was measuring stick. And we said this when they beat the Rams.
Oh, God. I love Baker, though.
I know you do. Look, the Browns are a really good team. They are. And they did have a good defense until yesterday, but
and actually, my wife thinks both Stefanski and
why was
Kingsbury are very good looking men.
Juwaan, I forgot the actual passing play, but Myles Garrett was actually playing almost in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
Just pushing him back in coverage.
Okay.
I mean, at a certain point, you gotta, because probably what the mismatch was Eckler.
Okay.
Was Eckler being able to catch the ball also?
Gotcha.
So maybe they thought putting a bigger body on him,
all right,
pressing him out on the line of scrimmage. I don't know. It's not something they should do often, because I tell you what.
No.
Whoever my running back is, I'm taking my running back over Myles Garrett every time.
Yeah.
If my running back isn't fast enough to get past Myles Garrett, I don't need him on my team.
Yeah, no, that was a huge mismatch. All right, so Mike, you gonna go with the Browns?
I think Stefanski's gonna outcoach Kingsbury. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Browns on this.
Now we got the overrated Raiders.
No. I didn't say they're not overrated.
I know.
I'm quarterback is overrated.
You got the Raiders against the Browns. And Bridgewater was back.
You mean the Broncos?
The Broncos. That's what I meant. Teddy was actually in the game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going to be out. They still lost.
Yeah.
I got to go Raiders here. Look, I know the Broncos started out hot and they have a good defense, obviously with Von Miller and whatever, but. And then they are playing in Mile High. So usually sometimes that does go to the advantage of the home team. But
man, Rocky Mountain High, man.
I'm gonna go Raiders. I don't think they lose back-to-back weeks.
Raiders.
Especially not after that horrible.
Broncos.
Mike, you going Broncos?
I'm gonna go Broncos only because they're home, and like I said, the elevation and everything. The Broncos are more suited, they're more suited for that climate than them. You're looking at one team that plays in a fucking desert and one team that plays up in the mountains.
All right, we got 3 games left to go, guys. Cowboys at Patriots, playing in Foxborough, they're playing in Gillette Stadium. I mean, look, I hate them. I hate them. But this offense is a scary thing, you know. And if Zeke can stay up, if Zeke can continue to plow the ball, even Pollard had a really good game on the ground yesterday. It wasn't even just Ezekiel Elliott; it was Pollard.
Keep this in mind: Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, Godwin, AB, and I can't remember that other receiver. Take Brady out of it because I know people are just gonna say it was an emotional game.
No, and I don't even think it was because of Brady. And I told you this. I think it was the weather.
To me, I can't say that with Brady. You play in a state where it rains and snows very often.
And I told Joey this in Messenger when we were talking about this, and I said, if I gotta hear this about the fucking rain one more time, and he said it's the rain. I said, but dude, fucking Brady played in nor'easters. He won the NFC Championship in a fucking blizzard.
All right, so then do this. Then do this. Take the emotional element away. Dak has no ties with the Patriots. Dak's not going to be crying. Dak runs all. I think, especially since the Patriots narrowly beat the team they did, yesterday.
To be fair, they were down probably their second best corner in Jalen Mills.
Okay.
It was Jamie Collins' first game back, and he had an amazing sack and block punt. I think New England squeezes this out because, again, it's just really tough, man. It's just really, really, really tough.
I hope they do.
The shit out of me.
I hope they do. I do.
Because of my love for you guys, I'm going to pick New England to beat them.
Well, we do want them to win. I very rarely want to put. Oh, Mike, I'm sorry, I put that. Well, you probably are going for the Patriots too, aren't you, Mike?
I am going for the Patriots. Fuck Dallas. I mean, look, as good as they looked yesterday, New England, I think, has a better defensive line than the fucking Giants do.
I mean, it wasn't there yesterday.
I mean, it's got to be something. I mean, they got to do. I mean, they held fucking Brady.
Yeah, but look at the guys we didn't hold: Davis Mills, Tua.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it one way or the other, though. I mean, I'm still going by what I saw when they played Tampa Bay.
That's fair. Look,
last week.
Fair. You can even go off the fact that Mac Jones came back and actually beat Houston. They didn't just give up. I'm with you. I'm just saying the actual guys that they beat was Wilson in New York and now Mills in Houston. That's not that impressive. Getting the Brady one would have been probably the only impressive one we would have had.
I think beating Brady by only 2 points is impressive.
Why are you going Patriots then?
Oh, I'm going Patriots for you guys.
Oh, I'm going Cowboys.
What?
I get you. And look, I did that this past week going the Bills. That made me sick.
I know.
But to me, I just went going off of knowing football. Like they're just too good. So I respect you going Dallas.
Yeah, I hate it.
In my mind, though, I'm saying New England is one of those teams that you look at and you go, no, Dallas is going to come in. They're going to beat them. Into the story. And then New England surprises you by Bill Belichick.
I hope that's true. Trust me, I hope that's true. There's nobody more in this world right now. Well, I'm sure there's more people in the world that want this, but right now, as Giant fans, me and Mike agree we want that to happen. But I have to go realistic, even away.
I'll say this: at some point, the quote unquote legendary Bill Belichick has to arrive, and he has not. Outside of that one Tampa game that, again, he lost. Doesn't matter why, how close, you lost. I assume at some point he has to come out. Maybe this is the game. This is the game where they shock, where they look really, really, really good, and get the win. I can only hope.
All right. As I pencil in my last two picks, we got Seattle traveling to Pittsburgh. Now, I got the Steelers, especially with Wilson out. I don't trust that Steelers offense.
No.
But
there's no Juju.
Oh, there's no Juju. I still don't. So who's we probably said this earlier because we were talking about Wilson being out. Who is their backup?
Oh, no, it's 100%. What's his name from the Jets? He used to play on the Jets.
Oh, Geno. It is.
Geno.
Okay. I didn't know if that was just what they put in for that game. It is going to be Geno Smith.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh here. I know Seattle has a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and the Steelers' offense again is questionable, especially without Juju. But they didn't do too bad without Juju yesterday. And the Steelers' defense is their strong suit. Now, is TJ still out? Is TJ Watt still out?
I'm not sure. I think it was a groin issue that he was having.
I can't put my faith in Geno Smith. I'm sorry. Not against this Steelers defense.
It's funny you say that because I can't put my faith in Ben Roethlisberger.
Even at home, I put my faith in Big Ben, even as depleted and aged as he is, over a Geno Smith. And maybe that's because I remember the Geno Smith from the Jets days. I mean, I remember Geno Smith as a fucking Giants backup. Ugh. But I gotta go Steelers at home here.
Especially when fucking McAdoo took him out to ruin Eli's fucking streak.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, so
that's why I hate Geno more for that than anything.
Who we got?
It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
I'm going Seattle.
You're gonna go Seattle?
Seattle by a field goal.
Mike, what do you got?
This game is like,
I'm gonna put that too.
This would be like one of the worst games in a week.
I don't think so. What do you got, Mike?
I think it probably could be.
I don't know. I don't like it being a Sunday night game. I wish they would change that.
Oh, well, yeah,
Russell,
it was only a Sunday
that's because Russell was,
yeah.
it was Russell they're talking about.
Yeah,
That's why.
I know. Maybe they bump it. Maybe they put the Cowboys and Patriots Sunday night. What do you?
They've done stranger things.
Yeah. What do you got, Mike?
Give me Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right. Next game, next Monday. I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. Bills at Titans. Titans aren't a bad team, but the Bills right now are riding high, and sometimes look, that can go either way. You can continue the high, or you can hit a brick wall and fall down. But I think the Bills continue. It's not just how they're winning. I forgot what the streak actually is, but what was the streak of 10 plus points winning?
Oh, really quickly. Juju is undergoing season-ending surgery on his shoulder.
There we go. Season over. I still pick the Steelers, but that's a big blow. Yeah, that is a big blow. I can't remember what the streak is, but the Bills are not only beating teams, but they're beating them by double digits.
Yeah.
More,
I mean, to be fair, some of the teams that they've played are not really good this year.
Right.
And you could even say not the quality, but just how they've been playing this year. Kansas City fits that bill along with Pittsburgh. So I don't really know how to quantify it yet. But we'll see. Well, they definitely came up.
I took the game against the Chiefs yesterday as a measuring stick because, like, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're winning. They won 45-0, but look who are the teams they're beating. But to be fair, they're still winning. Like, if they were squeaking by, 25-22 or last second field goal, but you're taking the teams that you're expected to beat and you're pummeling them to the ground. So that's why I give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just more so waiting to see what their record is against 500 teams, like really good 500.
I got you.
They don't even have to win those games by blowouts. They could win them by a field goal.
Yeah. No, a win is a win. A W is a W. Yeah.
But I just want to see how they mount against actually really good teams. And like I said, the way Kansas City has been playing, they're rocky right now.
I get it. So beating the Titans would be a good one. But my brother was even saying, because my brother's the Bills fan, he was basically saying after Kansas City, their schedule gets increasingly easy. They actually have a
year on New England.
So they still haven't played the Jets yet.
Right.
They got to play them twice. They haven't played New England yet.
Right.
So you got to play Miami again.
Don't they have to play Tampa, or was that just?
I think Tampa.
Yeah, they have to play Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
Yeah. So that game is what I'll measure them by.
Okay.
That game.
All right. I'm still going Bills for this week against Titans because they've been iffy. Even with Derrick Henry, sometimes Derrick Henry, even with the big games, they still lose. So, Mike, who you got?
Bills.
Juwaan.
I'm going to throw up doing it, but The Bills.
I already know. When you put it that way, when you put it so gently. And then, of course, we got 4 bye teams: the Jets, Falcons, 49ers, and Saints. I wish the Giants were on that list for bye because they need it.
I don't think I'll buy us to week 8.
No, they need a bye for the rest of the season.
Yeah, my friend Joel doesn't even acknowledge that football is happening right now. He's a Giants fan, and he's just like, "Yeah, no, football hasn't started yet."
No, baseball playoffs are on.
Right. Baseball's still on. Yeah, there's no football yet. This is still preseason.
All right. Well, look, let's see what happens next week. Like I said, there aren't really many big marquee matchups. There are a few. I wish the Sunday night game was a little bit better. Monday night should be good. Bills visiting Titans, but we'll see.
What you said, NBC might bump up in the New England.
They may not touch it. Who knows?
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think they're going to touch it. Yeah. All right. That being said, guys, it's time to wrap up. It's a little over almost an hour and a half, but I'm glad we got this down. I'm glad we got our picks in. Again, I know disappointing weekend for football if you're a Giant fan, or if you're in New York in general, except for actual New York and Buffalo. You guys are riding high right now, but for us, I guess Jersey fans for the New York football teams it has not been a good season so far, but let's see what happens next week. I want to thank my panelists, Mike from Mic'd Up, Juwaan over at Geek Vibes Nation. Now, guys, what do you got coming up really quick? Let's do some plugs. Mike, what do you got coming up on your channel? Where some people come follow you?
Just the basic ones. Monday Night Raw review tomorrow's.
Okay.
Dynamite review on Thursday. SmackDown Rampage review on Saturday. Mostly flying solo because James now has a career now. So
James is back at work.
I'm all by myself unless somebody in the bottom box wants to come on and talk wrestling with me.
Tomorrow night we're doing Figure It Out.
Never mind.
Wednesday I'm free. Thursday, I don't know. It's a weird week because Fandom is coming, and I still gotta watch the movie for Joe's show this Saturday.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, I gotta fit in Hellraiser.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And I gotta watch Monday Night Snore, so
All right, so Juwaan, your next show is tomorrow night.
Yeah,
right?
Figure It Out tomorrow night. Hopefully tomorrow. Maybe
Okay.
they'll push it to Thursday. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
But yeah, the biggest thing we got coming this week is DC Fandom. We will be going live this Saturday to break it down as it happens. Supposed to be a lot of surprises happening from this fandom, so make sure you stay tuned, and we'll be covering every inch of it.
Okay. All right, yeah. And right now, the only thing I got, like you said, the only thing I got coming up this is Saturday. We got Saturday Fright Live, as we do every Saturday. Hopefully, Juwaan, that doesn't, that and Fandom don't run into each other, so you can come on.
I tell you what, as long as I'm there to cover that Batman trailer, and it seems like they're going to end on that.
Okay.
So if they end on that, as soon as that's over, I'm going to spend an hour crying, and then I think I'll be mentally ready to come do.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah. So, and as we said, we're going to be discussing the 1987 Hellraiser film, the original. So we're going to be doing that.
I wish I knew about what you did for Scream though, because I would have been on. I loved Scream.
It's funny because I posted about that like a week in advance. I don't know how you didn't know.
You know me, I don't pay attention to half the shit I'm doing.
Exactly. So I can't.
No, because
I do
for me, like Scream isn't really like more of a horror movie to me. I find it more of like them spoofing a horror movie.
Yes.
And it was more of a comedy to me watching it.
That's what I said. Yeah.
So
I laughed a lot.
All right, guys. So stay tuned. And Mike, you know what it was? I copy and pasted from last week, and you weren't on. But I'm gonna fix it when we get off. I'm gonna put the link to your channel. But Juwaan, the link to your channel is on this. So as I said, go and follow them, subscribe, do whatever. But they got some things coming up this week, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. But of course, I will hopefully see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Quarterback. And have a great day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week.